So this video has been a long time coming. I promised it, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and just have been in survival mode, trying to keep everybody alive, keep everybody fed, and keep the house somewhat in order while being in my first trimester of pregnancy. As of today, I am 13 weeks along, which means I am almost into my second trimester, which is very exciting because things always get better in the second trimester. The morning sickness goes away, and I don't get really bad morning sickness, but just the nausea and the food aversions get a lot better in the second trimester, and the fatigue kind of lets up a little bit. I get, the good nesting hormones going on that motivate me to do stuff, which maybe that's why I'm actually getting on here and doing this video right now. I've been meaning to do it for weeks, and I'll think, okay, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow for sure, and then it gets to the time where I could do a video like when Renee's down for a nap or whatever, and all I want to do is just sit and relax or take a nap. Just no motivation. That's like the worst first trimester symptom that I have, is just no motivation to do anything, and everything is just like this huge burden. So anyways, hopefully I am moving out of that, and so hopefully you will see some more videos from me. I've been struggling to get more than just my weekly grocery hauls out, which I have been consistent in at least doing those. I'm glad about that because I don't want to just disappear completely. So I have been doing those, and whenever I, have an opportunity or a little spurt of motivation, I try to get at least one other video out per week. So I've been able to get it like 2 out per week for the last few weeks, which is good. But hopefully that will increase now that we're moving past this first trimester. But anyways, this video I wanted to talk about the Whole30 and kind of about my diet plans for, or not diet, but nutrition plans for the pregnancy, and I wanted to do this at the beginning of the pregnancy because I kind of have a plan for the whole pregnancy, and I've kind of already finished the first part of it. But basically, just a little bit of a history. I've had 4 pregnancies, so I have a little bit to look back on and see what has worked well during my pregnancies and what hasn't, what's made me feel the best. And basically from my 4 pregnancies, the one that I felt the best during and had the easiest delivery and the easiest recovery afterwards was my pregnancy with Charity. She is my 3rd child, and for that pregnancy I was very, very dedicated to eating really clean. I did the Whole30 I did an autoimmune paleo Whole30 version of the Whole30 during the entire last trimester of my pregnancy. So I was eating dairy-free, grain-free, basically any irritant-free, very low inflammatory diet for the last 3 months of my pregnancy. And I had 0 swelling. I felt really trim everywhere. Like I didn't have the puffiness that comes along with pregnancy, besides, just having the big belly. But I felt thinner, not thin, but just not puffy, not bloated, not like digestively feeling icky and puffy. So anyways, and then it was definitely my easiest delivery. My mind, I was able to like stay in my mind during the delivery, whereas with some of the other pregnancies I have such fast and intense labors and deliveries that I kind of lose it. My labors are oftentimes 30 minutes or less, going from 0 to 1,000 in less than 30 minutes, and it's kind of like a bomb going off, and it's just like losing my mind because it's just so intense, so fast. There's no buildup. So, but with my delivery with Charity, I was only in painful labor for 19 minutes, which is pretty incredible, but I was able to stay in my mind and like able to feel everything that was happening and kind of work with my body and not like freak out, like because it feels like I'm a victim, and like my body is like going insane when I'm having these super fast labors. But with Charity, I was able to like stay in my mind and like work with my body and feel as each step was happening, and not lose it. So anyways, I felt like the low inflammatory diet was really good for that. And like I was able to, it just helped my brain stay with me rather than leave me. So anyways, all of that stuff, it being my easiest delivery and best, healthiest pregnancy, I felt like I really wanted to do that again. Of course, I want to do whatever I can to make this pregnancy and labor and delivery as easy and as healthy as possible. So kind of my plan, since months ago before I got pregnant, I decided if I was ever going to get pregnant again, what I wanted to do was, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, to go on to a Whole30 and be really strict and kind of see how that helped with like nausea and just all the beginning first trimester symptoms. And then kind of in second trimester, add a few things back in that I know are not really bad for my body, kind of like not grains, some grains like quinoa and like seed-like grains, or grain-like seeds, like quinoa and some things like that. And then also beans. I never have really had a problem with beans, and I think they're a pretty healthy thing to eat. So like adding just stuff in like that through my second trimester, and then kind of clean it up again in my third trimester, and do kind of what I did with Charity, where I was just really strict the last 3 months, and just get my inflammation as low as possible, keep all the swelling down and all that. So that has kind of been my plan all along. And I did my Whole30 here at the beginning, like I've told you in my grocery haul videos. You've seen what I've bought and how it's been, for the most part, Whole30 compliant. The kids weren't on Whole30 with me. They just kind of ate more Whole30 stuff, since that's what I was cooking more of, but they still had peanut butter and cheese sticks and stuff like that. And then I was surprised that my husband wanted to go on the Whole30 with me. He usually does not want to participate in that kind of thing. He does appreciate when I cook, more, meat and veggie type meals and stuff. He likes that, but he doesn't like to give up the other stuff as well. So, but he had been having some digestive issues, and he really wanted to see if the Whole30 would help him. So I started cooking Whole30 right at the beginning of October, but we didn't really officially start until the middle of October. And or I kind of did. And so we did a Whole30, but it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect. And so I can't technically call it a Whole30, because to call it a Whole30 means you have to do it 100% by the book. So we did more of a paleo challenge, or a grain-free, dairy-free, legume-free month, or whatever you want to call it. But my husband actually, since he started in mid-October, he only lasted about 2 weeks, because he lost like 6 to 8 pounds, and he doesn't have weight to lose. So it kind of freaked him out, and he was just hungry all the time, even though I was feeding him so much food, like so much meat and vegetables and fruit, and he just still lost weight. And he kind of freaked out about that. So he said he didn't think it was healthy for him to continue after 2 weeks, and he didn't feel like he had as much relief from the symptoms he was looking for relief from in those 2 weeks. So he just didn't feel like it was worth continuing. So he wanted to add things back, like oatmeal, and he's added back bread. He's added back peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's pretty much added back everything. Dairy does bother him the most of any of the food groups, and so he does keep that to a very, very minimum, because he knows how bad it makes him feel. But for the most part, he's back to his regular diet. He did good for the 2 weeks, and he stuck it out even though he was hungry and had a hard time with it. I did tell him that if you talk to anyone who does the Whole30 or promotes the Whole30, they will tell you that 2 weeks is not long enough to see a drastic improvement in symptoms. And so I was like, if you really want to see improvement in symptoms, you need to go longer. But he just didn't feel like he could do that with, his very active job and losing weight and feeling hungry all the time. So he's back to his regular diet. And I kind of started at the beginning of October, and then I went to about the beginning of November. And since then I've been adding some things back. But I've been kind of discouraged with how badly my body is handling what I'm adding back. Anything with corn or wheat or rice, or dairy, peanuts, even other nuts like almonds and stuff. I can't eat very much. I just get really bad digestive issues and brain fog, and I'm just tired, especially like if I eat rice or corn. I just am exhausted right after I eat it. So basically all the things that I normally have issue with, it's like amplified through in the pregnancy. And I've been really discouraged about that because I don't want to live a super restrictive lifestyle with food. I've been there, I've gone down that path, and it wasn't healthy mentally for me. So I don't want to do it, but I've just been discouraged that I feel so bad when I eat that stuff. So I am trying to cut it out without going into any kind of restrictive mindset. I don't want my brain to go there. So it's just kind of working the balance of eating what I want to eat and knowing how things make me feel and eating what makes me feel good. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So we finished up our, not perfect Whole30, and we're just kind of living life. And so I added stuff back in, but I'm taking it back out again, which is kind of discouraging. But hopefully as the second trimester comes and I get into that more, hopefully I'll start feeling better. I am getting better. There's not as much nausea, although I found that when I was on the Whole30 more strictly, my nausea it really went away and was not bad at all. And then when I started adding stuff back, it came back. So it was really clear to me that the foods that I eat affect how the morning sickness is, and it makes it worse when I'm eating stuff that I know that my body doesn't like. So that was good to learn. It was very clear. As soon as I added stuff back, I started feeling worse. So really, I'm just taking it day by day right now. I'm still trying out a few things. I haven't tried a lot of beans. I did a couple times have beans and rice together, and that made me feel really bad, but I think that was probably just because of the rice. And like I said, I don't usually have a problem with beans, so I'm going to be, playing with a few things like that. I haven't tried quinoa back yet, or lentils or anything. So I'm going to be playing with that here through my second trimester. I'm definitely going to keep dairy out. I know that makes me feel bad. And I'm going to do my best to keep out most grains like rice and wheat and corn. No, that's not technically a grain, but corn just makes me feel bad. I think I might try some buckwheat, like buckwheat cereal. I really enjoy that. So yeah, so that's my plan for the second trimester. Just kind of play around with healthy foods and try to keep my, vegetable intake up as much as possible. That's one great thing about the Whole30 is it really helps you get your vegetable intake up. And it's really easy for me to let that go way down when I have a lot more options to eat. So I'm going to try to keep my vegetable intake up and, just experiment with stuff, and then once I get to my third trimester, kind of try to clean it up a little bit and do more of a strict Whole30 then, and have that carry me through the delivery and see how it goes. So that is where we are all at nutritionally. I filmed a grocery haul video a couple days ago that I will post after this one, so you'll see that I buy peanut butter and jelly sandwich stuff for my husband because he is back on it and feeling good. He says he feels all right eating that stuff, so can't argue with that. And just wanted to give you this update before I posted that video where it's not a Whole30 grocery haul. Because I wanted to let you guys know where we are at and how our diets are going and have gone, and just give you kind of a wrap up on that. I wish I'd wanted to do more updates through the Whole30 to let you know how it goes for us, but I just did not have it in me to do. Cooking for a family Whole30 style is a lot of work. So like when my husband said he wanted to go back to, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff, I was like, I'm disappointed because I think it would be good for him to give it up for longer. But at the same time, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because cooking all that stuff is just a lot of work. And then freezer peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like you've seen me do on my channel, are so easy and so nice to be able to pull just out of the freezer, like do a huge batch at once and pull out of the freezer whenever I need it. So there's the good and the bad, and I'm just gonna do it and enjoy the good and move on. So anyways, that is all. This video is already really long, and I apologize for not giving more updates as we went through, but I was able to do what I was able to do, and that was it. So anyways, that's it for me. Hopefully you'll be seeing more videos from me coming soon. I have some plans, and so as soon as I get the gumption to do it, I will do it. So anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys are doing great, and I will be back whenever I'm back.